In this video, you will learn how to stop overpacking for river cruise trips. If you are a first timer, this is really going to help you not make mistakes that rookie riverboat cruise people make, like I did twice last year. On my very first riverboat cruise last year down the Rhine River, I learned from my mistakes. And then the second one down the Danube had totally different weather and different mistakes that I made that you are now going to be able to learn from. So here's my list of what I packed and what I did not really need to pack for a river cruise. The most important items are your life or death things, like medicine. My sweet friend Lynn, who I met on the riverboat cruise, they lost their pack of medicine that her husband needed for like anti-seizure medicine. The riverboat cruise lost it when they were divvying up the bags to the certain rooms. So the travel tip we can learn from her by being vulnerable and telling me that mistake is that we can keep our medicine in our personal item bag, just like we do on the airplane. Another tip I thought of for her is that if she had put like a bright fluorescent green scrap of fabric even on that bag of medicine, the person in the cabin would have noticed immediately that was not my bag and they would have turned it in. They did end up finding the medicine, but late at night. Like by dinner time, they still had not found it. She was panicking and her husband was totally chill. One way that I thought of to stop overpacking is to just invest in my trip budget by adding laundry one time midway through your riverboat cruise. Some boats let you do it now, and I have some tips for that later on. Now let's get to other things that I did pack or I did not pack for the river cruise, and you can learn from these so you do not overpack. The number one thing I had to have was a fan that you plug in, but I didn't have any room for it in my carry-on suitcase. Love this brand for cobblestone roads. We had to walk 15 minutes to get to our river cruise boat. Invest in really good wheels. My husband packed the fan and we ended up not needing it. I was so worried that it was a European like hotel on water, so it was going to have stagnant airflow. Like our boat was 10 years old and it had plenty of airflow for me. Here's a new thing that I shared on my newest Amazon video. It's going to be so good. It's a medicine thing for a month and it is flat, okay? Research the country you're going to for their rules. Like if it's a controlled substance, that pill needs to be in the original bottle, but you just put your pills in the little daily spots and then you rip off the middle part and you just stick the foil part so it's like a plastic. And then you just easily poke through that day when you need the pills. And that's for people who need to travel with a lot of medicine or for a really long trip. I do wish that we had packed binoculars because some of those castles were so, it would have been better. These binoculars that I'm packing for my Greece ocean cruise they fit in the palm of your hand. Here are some travel tips if you would like to do laundry. You can pack just a little gallon bag or sandwich bag of laundry sheets. We use at home the Arm & Hammer no scent ones, but you can also pack sink packets. Mine are like the Tide brand. There's an off brand. You fill up your sink with one of those packets and you can easily wash 3 or 4 shirts. One important travel tip for riverboat cruises is the bathroom countertop is generous. It's so wonderful. I had some people ask me about a laundry bag. You can just bring like a gallon bag or a large gallon bag. This comes with my set of like 6 or 7 compression cubes that I've traveled with for years. And then you just roll it down. You can hang it on a knob if you need that. Now I'll share our toiletry items that helped me for my river cruise boat. Be sure you pay attention to this as you're planning your trip. As a pilot's wife, we've always packed and only carry-on suitcases, so that's where my tips and tricks come in. But 2, if I pack in my carry-on suitcase, I'm also not stressed about losing my luggage. One tip is if you are checking luggage, do put a tracker inside the liner of your checked suitcase. A toiletry item I did not need was like pouches, different pouches. To fit them in a carry-on suitcase, I like dividing my toiletries into pouches sometimes, but it was too much. Like when you're standing there at the countertop getting ready in the morning, you've got some makeup in this pouch, some makeup in this pouch, some makeup in my toiletry kit, and it all needs to go back under. So I wish that I had just made it all fit in the hanging toiletry kit. Not that you need it to hang, but it's easy to just like have big pockets that can bulge, that I would put my deodorant, my comb, my toothbrush, all that in there, and like maybe my makeup in the lower part, and it can bulge. Like I can fit like a 20-ounce mug in there. So, and then I can just flap it over and stick it under the counter for the rest of the day. One thing that I'm gonna do this time is this, and it comes with, I think, only the aqua one. So those hanging toiletry kits come in a 3-piece set of the liquids bag and a little tube cube that does not compress. It's just like for wires or socks and undies maybe. But this is like a makeup kit. So you have everything in there. Last year, I think, I talked about this travel hack, and that is to put all of your medicine in this. But you can see it has tons of room for my hooded eyeshadow makeup brushes, as well as my other brushes, and then my makeup. So if I have liquids, I can move them into that for the whole entire trip and have only one case. Or I'll use the hanging toiletry kit, but I haven't packed yet or planned my trip. So many travel tips. Welcome if you've never been to my channel. Another travel tip is that I just put my makeup brushes in the little glass jar that's in the bathroom. So one way to save space by doing that is I can put those makeup brushes in a gallon baggie in an empty clutch that I'm going to take to cocktail hour maybe for the flight, and then I can just put them on that counter in the cup when I arrive. But you may be taking a river cruise to see the Christmas markets, and I've been to see the Christmas markets on land and train. So vary what I'm telling you that you need or do not need based on your trip's weather. You may want to pack a hat, like a sun hat that rolls up, but you do want a strap in case you're on the top deck and it's windy that afternoon. Amazing. I have one that has a little strap, but it also has the net if you're going to Alaska or camping where there are a ton of mosquitoes sometimes. Another thing to not ever forget when you're traveling are these travel-sized waterproof and stretchy Band-Aids. So like you can take a shower if you have a blister, and these do not come off, and they're travel sized. Do not get the large ones. I've lost them. This is all you need, and they stretch and they're waterproof. I love them. These little baggies, you get like 35 of them, and all these links are gonna be in the first comment. Do not think you need to buy a thing, okay? I'm just showing you what I use so you can gauge what you really have room for and what you need, okay? One travel essential that we now have is, instead of floss, we take floss sticks that are individually wrapped so they fit down in your wallet. So when you are touring during the day, you can slip into the restroom, pay your 50 euros, and floss your teeth and then toss it. Okay, now let's talk about technology that you need for a riverboat cruise. The one question that I had was, both of our boats that we cruised on were 10 years old, okay? So I thought, oh, they're gonna have the old plugs and it's gonna be awful and hot, but it wasn't. It was fantastic. You're gonna love it. Our Viking River cruise ship had an outlet to plug in your electronics that was US. It was American shaped. So the other one with Avalon, it was not. So I needed an adapter to plug my electronics into. So when you're choosing an adapter, choose one that's for that country. The only time you need to pack a converter is if you're packing a hairdryer or a curling iron. And see, the converter, because it is US shaped, a converter then has to also plug into your adapter to fit that country's wall. And it's just heavy, and this converter is really bulky. So I no longer take a converter, I just take my dual voltage curling iron. And I've heard last year that some riverboat cruises are saying no curling iron whatsoever. Well, that's a life or death situation for me. I have to have my curling iron or I looked like a dog that went swimming in the Danube. It's awful, and I know that it works in their outlets, and you can read up on it. For your protection in the airport, in a hotel where you may be staying, you will probably see the plugs for you to charge things that are like that shape, okay? That's the old USB things. Those type of items in the airport, hackers have been able to juice jack people, and that means that they can steal your information from your phone if it's plugged in just with your cord sticking into this shape. If you use an actual plug that fits into a wall outlet, that's safe, but they block the data from being stolen. That's the whole reason I was talking about this, is they block the data. So these kind of protect your data in a hotel and airports. But this is a good thing to have. It's more economical to buy the set instead of just a single one. But your plug would fit into that shape, and then you would fit it into the shape of the USB thing, or if it's an old boutique motel or hotel in Europe or somewhere, they may have that as well. Or your plugs may look like that and they need to go into something that's shaped like that. The USB-C, I think is what they're called. And those adapters are on there as well. This is really important. For a long flight and that next day, yes, I will take a power bank. I have a fantastic one. They've not been recalled ever, and they are totally safe, okay? They're updated. They're the newest ones. My husband has one. I have one with a phone prop that the cord is attached. My husband's has the cord that you have to get it and then plug it into the charger. You also need, for the river cruise, a charger that plugs into a wall, not a power bank battery to recharge your phone. Because here's why: for a riverboat tour schedule, you are going all morning. You maybe have an hour and a half to eat lunch and charge your phone and get ready for the next excursion that's going to last 4 more hours. So your phone battery is dying by that second one, and then you can't take any more pictures. So while you're at lunch and you go into your room to drop everything, plug in your phone to recharge it with a plug outlet, like wall charger. Charger. Like I have one for my phone, my watch, and my AirPods. Easy peasy. My husband uses it too. He got it for me for Christmas. Since you're on a time crunch, plugging it into the wall charges your phone faster. When you have time, watch my Amazon video about the new technology items from Amazon. It's fantastic. Okay, now we're going to talk about small things that you need to pack for a riverboat cruise. And if you are new here, know that I have like outfits for Europe. I have like how to organize your personal item bag. I have long flight videos. I have a resource of videos for you. So just take what you need from this video. But one thing I found that was small that I needed for a river cruise boat was when I go to cocktail hour and dinner, I need to read the new cocktails for that day or the menu that I want to choose from for my 4-course meal. And I felt that I needed like some kind of a wristlet. This one is too big. Like you don't need to take a purse to cocktail hour and dinner. But I had to have my reading glasses and my cell phone. So what I did was I just brought that with me everywhere I went, but you have the little small cocktail tables with everybody's drink on it. It would have been helpful to have just a little clutch that you could take just for that. So I'm looking for that. If you have one, let me know. You definitely need my sunglasses and reading glasses case. And I will also list the glasses that fit in there. They have to be like really flat ones. They can't be the big cutesy ones. Another essential that you will need, I spilled tomato soup on my white and black striped shirt before one of our riverboat cruises last year. A Tide stain pen. It's easy to use in a pinch and it works. An ER nurse viewer told us about that, and it gets out blood. This is the really large, stretchy Band-Aids I was talking about. You don't need that size. Oh, do not forget wet wipes, or these are antibacterial juicy wipes, but they do not count as liquids, but throw that in your crossbody bag when you're touring to taste in your tasting. Like in Budapest, we tasted some cinnamon sugar thing. I wish I'd had that just in my little fanny pack or my crossbody bag. This is my favorite brand. It's unscented. Something small that you can pack for a river cruise would be like a ring instead of your diamond ring, or just for fun, different cocktail rings that are less expensive if you want to buy something fun and cute. And then like a pearlized type necklace that you can wear, and they're easy to pack. A refillable water bottle, because you are going to be exhausted and you could be really warm, okay? And you're eating and drinking much more than you normally would and not drinking a lot of water over there. So I don't care for the smushable refillable water bottles. So my tip is to just travel with an empty Perrier bottle, because they're really thick and that'll last you a few days, and you can refill them on the boat. It's awesome. And then just buy a bottle of water while you're over there to use for the next few days, and so on. Okay, here are some travel tips for your first and second day when you have jet lag after an all-night flight. Number one, take these element packets. They're right there. I should have gotten them for you. They have sodium, magnesium. Okay, it's not salt, it's sodium, but it is a lot because they're hydration, okay? But the thought for you, if traveling after an all-night flight, is to have like just half a packet in a bottle of water and down it while you're riding the bus back to the boat, okay? Then use the other half right before dinner or something like that. It gives you a boost of awakeness and hydration mid-afternoon. And also I would pack Tylenol for those first 2 days, just because you're dry air and you're frustrated because you can't sleep yet, and it just helps. It helps. For some clothing you may want to consider, I just want to show you mine. These are 3 different pairs I now have. I have worn them pretty much on every international trip when there was a chance of rain. They're super lightweight. They come in 3 different lengths for you. The waistband is so soft and very stretchy. I have a whole video about 9 pants with stretchy waistbands that may help you, but those are fantastic. Put them on over leggings if it's in the winter, or thermal layers. A travel essential for me is arch inserts. I get the higher ones. The arch does not flatten no matter how much you wear it. So you can pack whatever tennis shoe you want to wear. My travel tip from going on 2 different riverboat cruise trips is that with rain and with some of those cities where the stones and the cobblestone streets are far apart, like I had just my regular Echo sneakers and my foot was sliding between the stones. So I wished that I had packed my On rugged sole waterproof tennis shoes. Then I could have that solid step, and I could also have the waterproof in those shoes if it was pouring down rain and we were still going on a tour. The newer version is just like the 5 version, okay? And they're both waterproof. Here is a treat. I want you to treat yourself on this river cruise. Take a pair of slides or flip-flops that are super thin with no support, because after you've been going all morning, then you have to rush to eat lunch and then get on the bus for your next tour. You are hot and tired, or you're just tired of being in thick clothes and socks and shoes. So have some shoes that you can wear to cocktail hour maybe, or just around the room to let your feet just air out. It's so wonderful. It's a treat. Okay, rain jacket. This is the best. It went viral. My mom loves the yellow one, but they have like 5 different types. It is waterproof, and here's why I love it for travel. The hood is cinchable, So if it is blowing rain like it was for our river trip in September, you can cinch that hood. The wrists also are tapered, so the hand that's holding the umbrella, the water doesn't pour down your sleeves. And then the hood is also removable. So if you want to just take a little tiny umbrella, which I'm fixing to show you, and then a rain jacket with no hood, that may be all you need. Here is my tiny umbrella. It is awesome. It's gone several times to Europe with me, and it fits in my anti-theft / resistant crossbody bag. Another life or death mistake you could make is losing your passport. So a main travel tip, and this tip also will give you peace of mind during a long flight maybe, have like a tracker inside it. This does not fall out. It fits snugly in the little passport booklet. You don't even have to use a booklet, but keep your passport inside an inner zipped pocket, way inside your personal item bag. You only have to show it once. One tip for packing medicine, and that is if you're going to another country, take photos of the prescription or make a list and email it to yourself of the medications you are taking. In case you're incapacitated, your spouse or some family member can get a hold of that information. I have a freebie in the first comment telling you how to lock your notes. If you are an iPhone user, I'll have that below. While you are taking the amazing tours, you're going to love it. Here are some travel essentials you may need to pack depending on your weather. A hat, sunscreen, some eye drops from being in the dry air in the boat, in the airplane, and in the bus. While you are touring with a jillion other tourists in that famous city in another country, you may experience pickpocket or thieves, all right? This is my crossbody bag that fits my umbrella that is slash resistant. So the strap is slash resistant and so are the panels. And this is huge. I could fit my glasses case, so many things in there. I have a video all about that. And it is water repellent as well. Some of the zippers clip, so that would slow down a thief. That's your main goal. And you can also have these, and I recommend that for like your backpack zippers or a bag that does not have locking zippers. It clips the zippers. So that would slow down a potential thief from getting into your bags. They do have one that locks. I don't love it because it's not easy for large fingers, and I don't have large fingers, but if you get the locking one, just practice it so it's smooth, efficient, and then you're done with opening your bag. One travel tip, if you are in a crowded tourist area, is to divide your cards and cash. Here's why. If your crossbody bag gets ripped off your arm with your wallet inside, those cards are now stolen. So one card goes with us while we're touring and one stays in the room, or my husband wears it, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Your credit cards have more personal information if someone gets a hold of that chip. So you want to have the RFID also in a wallet, okay? I always traveled with an RFID wallet. These are little sleeves. They do have one for your passport, but here's a very important passport tip. If your passport is closed, an RFID thief cannot get any of the information because a closed passport book is RFID blocking. But these are the sleeves that I would take like one credit card in and just toss that down in an inner zipped pocket of my crossbody bag. The most important tip is practice getting your card out, using it, putting it back in. You may want to use your Apple Watch or your phone for Apple Pay. Here are some hidden things that you can wear if you're in a touristy area to give you peace of mind. This is a blanket / scarf, very lightweight, but it has a hidden pocket, and the zipper is the same threading color as the scarf. So you cannot even tell it has a wallet in there or a passport in there. Use it in the plane if it gets cold. Here's a hidden bra clip, and the thing with these hidden things is when you're traveling, you do not reach for them in public. They are hidden so that no one knows you're wearing it. This is a bra clip. It can fit several cards ID, things like that. And here is the classic ugly hidden money belt. My husband will wear this if he knows we're getting on a train and going to another country. Passports, cards, they're little pockets. It's not thick, but one thing I like is that the buckle is somewhat embedded in there, so it doesn't poke out. If you're wearing a dress, it doesn't poke out to say, hey, I've got a hidden money belt right here. And this is one that you can wear. It's especially good in the winter when you're wearing a winter coat. It is RFID blocking, and if you want to pack your passport in there with you while you're touring, you can. We have always, for 23 years since I've been married, kept our passports in the hotel safe or the riverboat cruise safe, and we've never had an issue. If we are visiting another country that day, we do take the passports in these ways. If you're worried about theft inside your airplane for a long flight, this is what I use to walk the dog in, and it can fit 2 passports standing up in the long pocket, but then it also has a zippered short pocket as well. Do not wear this through airport security. Nothing hidden can be worn through airport security, just so you know. One tip is to put that RFID sleeve with your extra card in that band if it would give you peace of mind as well. One little thing for an all-night flight is the AirPods cord. If your AirPod falls out while you're sleeping in a completely pitch black airplane nowadays, it will stay right there for you, okay? Super easy to pack too. This is also something hidden. It's a little sock that would fit maybe 2 credit cards in, okay? I did this in New York City. Don't miss my New York City guide for Christmas. It's like 17 pages, it's fantastic. Anyway, only one really fits comfortably in there, but that's an option. I cannot find it now, of course. I always now pack in my RFID blocking wallet, that's travel, I pack my wallet tracker. And that means that usually I'm holding my phone or I've got it close to my chest. And if somebody steals my purse that has my wallet in it, or my fanny pack or something with my wallet in it, I can now pull out my phone and track it because the tracker for my wallet looks like a credit card. So they might not throw it out. Okay, this is just an ultimate list for those of you who are going on a riverboat cruise for your first time. Let me know if I forgot anything and share your comments below so everybody can share and care. Thanks for your time. Have a lovely trip. Bon voyage.